Hello everyone, welcome to NJIT Principal Operating System class. My name is Jay Shah. I'll be teaching you about computer security today, so let's get started. In this video, I'll be focusing on four important topics on computer security. First is computer security concepts, threats, attacks and assets, intruders, and computer security techniques. What is computer security? Computer security is protection given to an automated informative system in order to attain the applicable objectives of preserving. There are three things that define computer security, which is also called CIA trade. What C stands for is confidentiality, I means integrity, and A means availability. In the next three slides, I'll go over more in detail what each of them means and does. Confidentiality. There are two types of confidentiality: data confidentiality and privacy. Data confidentiality assures that a private or confidential information is not disclosed to any unauthorized personnel. Privacy. Privacy assures that the information is only disclosed to the individual that has stored the information. Next is integrity. Data integrity and system integrity. Data integrity. Data integrity guarantees that the data and projects are changed just in a predetermined and approval way. System integrity. System integrity assures that a system performs its intended function free from deliberate or unapproved control of the system. Lastly, availability. What availability does, it guarantees that system work promptly and service is not denied to an unauthorized personnel. Although the use of CIA trade to define computer security is very accurate, but to present complete picture, there are two additional concepts that we need to go over. The first is authenticity and accountability. What authenticity does, each input arriving at system comes from trusted source. Accountability keeps a record of their activities to prevent later forensic analysis. Next, we're going to look at threat, attacks, and assets. First, we're going to look at four types of threats and attacks. The first type, which is a threat to confidentiality, is unauthorized disclosure. Unauthorized disclosure happens in a circumstances or event whereby an entity or personnel gains an access to information for which the entities is not authorized. Threat. There are four types of threats: exposure, interruption, intrusion, and intrusion. If you want to know more in detail of what each of the threats means, I'll post the link down below of the textbook or the reference that I used, and you can look over it, because I don't have enough time for this video, so you can click down on the textbook and you can look over what each of the threat means. Next thing we're going to look at is depletion. Depletion is threat to system integrity and data integrity. Depletion happens in an event that may result in authorized entity receiving false data and believing it is true. There are three types of threats: masquerade, falsification, and reputation. Thirdly, we're going to look at dispersion. Dispersion is a threat to availability and system integrity. It happens in circumstances or event that interrupts or prevents the correct operation of system, service, and function. There are three threats to this: incapacitation, corruption, and obstruction. Lastly, you're going to look at usurpance. Usurpance is threat to system integrity. Happens in circumstances or event that result in control of system service or function by an unauthorized entity. Threats, misappropriation, and misuse. Lastly, we're going to look at assets. In computer system, assets can be characterized as hardware, software, data, and communication lines. Here is a chart how assets and computer and threats and attacks can be combined. First, you can see availability can only be attached to hardware. Hardware can only be attached to availability. Whereas software, data line, and communication will fall under all three part of CIA: availability, confidentiality, and integrity. Next thing we're going to look at intruders. Some of the examples of intruders is guessing and cracking passwords, copying a database containing credit card numbers, using an unintended login in workstation without permission, performing a remote root compression of email servers. Next thing we're going to look at is intruder behavior patterns. There are two types of intruders: hackers, criminals, and internal threats. Hackers. Hackers are traditionally those who hack into computers just to do so for the thrill or for status. Criminals. Criminals usually are in an organized group of hackers, which have become a widespread and common threat to internet-based systems. Internal threats. Internal threats can be motivated by revenge or simply a feeling of enlightenment. In the next couple of slides, we'll look at the steps of each type of intruders. First, we're going to look at hackers. There are 7 steps of hackers, the way they hack a computer. Next thing is criminals, and last is internal threats. I won't be going over in detail, but you can read on your own time because I don't have enough time for this. So we're going to jump to computer security techniques. In this, we're going to look at 3 types of computer securities. Even though I have malware defense, we don't have enough time, so I'm going to focus on 3 types of computer techniques: authenticity, access control, and intrusion detection. First is authenticity. Authenticity is a password-based authorization, biometric authorization, and token-based authorization. Password-based authorization is a widely spread use line of defense against intrusion in the password system. Biometric authorization system is to authenticize an individual based on his or her unique physical characteristics. Token-based authorization obtains object that a user processes for the process of user authorization. Access control. There are 3 types of access control: directory access control, mandatory access control, role-based access control. Directory access control. Access based on identity of a requester or access rules stating which requester are allowed to do. Mandatory access control. Access based on comparing security labels with security clearance. Role-based access control. Access is based on the roles that users have within the system and on roles stating the access are allowed to users in given roles. Lastly, I'm just going to cover this quickly, but last is malware defense. Malware defense is an ideal solution to threat of virus in prevention. which do not allow a virus to get into system in the first place. The goal of malware defense is impossible. Goal is in general impossible to achieve, although prevention can reduce the number of successful viral attacks. Some of the antivirus approach are genetic description, digital immune system, and behavior blocking. In next 3 slides, we're going to go over what genetic description is, digital mutation system, and behavior blocking software. So very quickly, what genetic deprecation is, it enables the antivirus program to easily detect even the most complex polymerase virus while maintaining fast scanning speed. What digital immune system does is a comprehensive approach to virus protection developed by IBM and subsequently defined by Symantec. Behavior blocking software. Behavior blocking software integrated to the computer system of an host computer and monitor program behavior in real time or manual action. It blocks promptly modification action before they have chance to affect the computer. So that's our lesson for today. Thank you for watching.